Here we are at the Science of Consciousness Conference, and it's been an incredible day with Deepak Chopra and Sir Roger Penrose and Amaroff and Chalmers, and it's just been an incredible day. It's been a very long week. We've heard 99.9% science while we've been here. This is the Science of Consciousness Conference, so it only makes sense. But I know we've had pretty full rooms with meditation every morning, and a lot of people kind of wish there was a little more spirituality involved. I was really taken by Bruce Damers when he talked about the evolution of consciousness and still added in the spirituality. He was the first scientist that I've seen do that. So this is called silent mantra meditation. We've had heart rhythm meditation, mindful meditation. We've had several different explorations of awareness and consciousness this week. A silent mantra meditation, forms of it would be with the relaxation response from Harvard Medical School, which really, if you Google that and look, you'll get all kinds of scientific data on what happens to the body doing this type of meditation. Deepak Chopra's primordial sound is a silent mantra, and I just call it silent mantra. I have studied every type of meditation. I work a lot with people with addictions, mental illness, lots of anxiety and depression. And I find this to be by far the simplest meditation and also the most effective meditation. There's no reason today, all of you sitting here, won't be able to slow down your heart, drop your blood pressure, get coherence in the two sides of the brain, release stress. With this meditation, you have to have your back against something because it's very important we don't try to control anything at all. And I'll get into that in a second. In mindfulness, they'd have you sit on a pillow and have your back upright. But in the last 5 minutes, your muscles will literally spontaneously deflate in your neck and your back is going to want to go back and relax. And if you're sitting up on a pillow, you'd be controlling something. Okay. So most importantly with this meditation, the key is it's so simple. Don't control anything at all. Okay. Everybody, how many people here believe we should live and be in the moment? Looks like everybody, or the now. Eckhart Tolle did a great job with that. What is it we're trying to be in the moment from? Anybody know?
If you have anxiety, you might live in the future.
So where does the anxiety come from?
Worrying about the future.
Worrying? Thinking. So when we say we need to be in the moment of the now, we're actually talking about our thinking, the future, the past, the bills, the relationship, the sick dog, shut up. Just be in the moment. You could write on the wall, so every morning when you wake up, you see the sign, be in the moment, to remind you. But how are you going to use the mind that you're trying to be in the moment from, that's all over the place, to fix itself? Kind of makes sense that wouldn't really work, right? But you can experience your way into the moment by almost all meditations are good for the mind and body. Again, I prefer this. I think it's the easiest. But all meditations are pretty much at least 20 minutes of repetition and a focus on something. Verbal, silent, heartbeat, candlelight, breath, footstep. So at least 20 minutes. Matter of fact, last year, Harvard did a study. They took 12 people that never meditated, had them meditate twice a day for 27 minutes, did MRIs on them for 8 weeks. Every single one of the people grew a whole bunch of new great brain matter at the end. So we know anybody that meditates for 27 minutes twice a day is going to grow a bunch of new brain matter just in 8 weeks. Your IQ goes up. There's so many health benefits to it. So, but we all know we should be in the moment and from our thinking. And this is a way of that we're not taught in this society. Let me go back for 1 second to a mantra. Do you guys know the meaning of a mantra? If you look in Sanskrit, the root words of mantra are M-A-N and T-R-A. By the way, TRA is what train, transportation, transcendence came from, going beyond. MAN means mind or to think, and TRA basically means protection from or freedom from. So thousands of years ago, in the oldest language, I would think times were simpler. There was a lot less anxiety or stress, perhaps. But they still knew by using a mantra, repeating it in repetition for 20 minutes, that it protected us from our own thinking. It freed us from our own mind. Many people believe you have to transcend the experience before you could even figure out what consciousness is because of the heart problem. So what I work with, and again, a lot of people are mentally ill I work with or have a lot of problems, I try to keep it so simple so they could experience the very first time that they could meditate. 9 out of 10 people that come to me say, I used to meditate, but I think too much, so I quit. Anybody ever here have a hard time meditating that they think too much? First of all, with this, thinking does not matter. You're going to have thoughts throughout the whole thing, and that's perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, we're thinking the mantra. Okay? Now, I'm going to explain it. We're thinking the mantra. So, A, don't control anything at all. Most of all, you're thinking, because that's what we. So, if you have a great 20 minutes, by the way, today, meditation, tomorrow, don't try to have that same deep 20 minutes. Just do the mantra like I show you in a minute. Every 20 minutes is going to be different. Don't judge the meditation by the 20 minutes. Judge it by the next 8 hours. How much more joy, happiness, peace, energy, relaxation, that sort of thing. If you do this twice a day, about 10 minutes after you get up, and it lasts for 8 hours, your body's going to stay what they call restful awareness in this profoundly relaxed state for 8 hours. Then the body takes the lead. So we use the mind, thinking a mantra, which is in repetition for 20 or more minutes, a focus on a meaningless sound, actually, is what we're going to use as a silent mantra. The heart's going to slow down, your blood pressure is going to drop. The magic really happens in the last 5 minutes. You're going to feel it. You may feel for 5 or 10 minutes like it's not working. Remember that. And that you're too busy brained. In the morning, it's important to meditate, but the last 5 minutes, you'll feel it. And it's important because at night, to do this in the morning, because at night when we sleep, our mind kind of has its way with us, or it certainly can. Has anybody ever had a bad dream and woken up in the middle of the night and you can't remember the dream, but you feel awful? And sometimes we do that and it's time to go to work. We're hitting the ground running, starting our day that way. With me, I'm severely busy-brained, compulsive thinking, all the conditioning, all the attachments, the total sum of every experience of everything in my life is up in here. So when I'm sleeping, my subconscious, what's ever lingering is going to come out, my fears, my imagination, all that. It affects our consciousness. So if you wake up, do this in the morning, and then before dinner, after work kind of thing, and you get 16 hours a day. So when the body gets that relaxed, we think with our mind, I'll show you how, to relax the body for 20 minutes, and then the body takes the lead. You have an automatic shift in consciousness. The busy brain will go away, the compulsive thinking. You're going to notice you're in the moment. It actually feels like time slows down, gets a little cloudy, and you can get so much more done all of a sudden time. And you have so much more. People say to me, oh, how could I ever fit 20 minutes into this busy schedule twice a day, doctors and stuff? And they always come back and say, I get so much more done in my day with so much more joy and focus every single time. That happened to me with a guy at NIH that is extremely busy, this guy. Okay, so first of all, don't control anything at all. And here's how it's going to work. You have thinking, mantra, thinking, mantra, thinking, mantra. And when you get to that last 5 minutes, you're going to return back to the mantra one time. And you're going to realize, all of a sudden it's easier to stay on the mantra. It's kind of canceling out the thinking, maybe a little bit of thinking, but mostly mantra. You might feel a wave of relaxation going through your body. This is the muscles are really releasing the stress. Your epinephrine, cortisol, blood lactate levels are all dropping very low, which is what creates anxiety and disease. And over time it creates disease. And you actually, when the body gets this relaxed, what I believe is authentic to being without anxiety of society, it creates rejuvenating hormones that heal so many things and make you biologically younger. And then you have thinking, mantra, thinking, mantra, thinking, mantra. And then whenever you realize you're thinking, so it's okay. Don't tell yourself I'm thinking too much. It's okay to have those thoughts. Just when you realize Don't say, like in mindfulness, they'll tell you, just tell yourself that's a thought. Let it pass by. Don't attach anything. I don't want you to do that. I want you just to return back to the silent mantra. Now, the silent mantra that we're going to use today is the sound ah, ah, And if for some of you it makes it a little easier, um, you could use what Deepak used this morning, hum. He uses so, hum. But if you could pick one, but I want you to keep this simple, so really just pick one. But let's try with okay? So the reason me and Hammeroff hang out all the time is because he knows meditation naturally gives you more consciousness. He said, whatever it is, it gives you more of it. You get more coherence, more present, more vivid, And also, a lot of people see a lot of light. I see gazillions of particles, round lights, infinite tunnels, and it's believed that that's your pineal gland. Are you familiar with that? The pineal gland is like your third eye. It's a little gland in your head, in our brain, that's wired like our two eyes, but it's in the middle of the brain. So what's it to see? But you see all this color, and when it stimulates itself, when you're seeing the light in color, and you may not your first time, but it stimulates itself and it starts to create a whole bunch of serotonin, melatonin, and natural DMT. And this is where enlightenment starts coming in and all knowing. You just start knowing things you shouldn't because your awareness goes off the hook, your perception. With that inner eye, I can't even tell you. So very simply, we're going to get it. Here we go. We're going to get into it. Let me go back. Don't control anything at all. So relax. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Whenever you have a thought, just gently, faintly, effortlessly return back to the You're just thinking, okay, in the back of your head. Now that's how it works. It's that simple. A and B. Don't control anything. Whenever you have a thought, effortlessly return back to the mantra for the 20 minutes. Get into the resonation. A very relaxing sound. With the you can use anything, or whatever, but get into the vibration, the resonation. That's where your focus should be. Okay. I just want to tell you. I just told you how this works, and I just want to tell you quickly why this works. So there's thinking, and meaningless thinking. Go with me on this. So thinking would be like coming here to the airport or to the conference. Probably woke up and thought I'm catching a plane. First thought, and from that thought, it's like, am I packed yet? Do I need to shower? What do I have to do for the house, kids, wife, work? Did I check in online? What car going to be here? And then each one of those thoughts has more thinking. Like the shower, is there water warm enough? Do I have a towel or soap? Is there shampoo? It just keeps going. We have billions a day, and as long as we're thinking like this, we're storing stress in the body. This is fight or flight. It's not normal, and it's what's called stress response. They've proven this at Harvard Medical School. Look it up. When we get very relaxed, we're going to be in relaxation response. Okay? So don't control anything at all. And whenever you have a thought, which is normal, just return back to thinking the mind. So I just told you what thinking is. You get that, right? Just it's like branching out, thinking constantly, storing stress in the body the whole time. Meaningless thinking is something as simple as just the sound there's nothing else to think about really from So you're going to have lots of thoughts, but the idea is to go back, just return whenever you realize you're thinking back to the meaningless thinking in repetition for at least 20 minutes. And I highly recommend to kick it up to 25 or 27 if you can, because you'll find that profoundly makes a difference. And we're going to profoundly relax the body. And when you stand up, you're probably going to feel like, whoa, like I can't believe I feel my body.